What's up, guys? It's the review portion of Screen Source. We got a couple people here who saw the required viewing. It's Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We decided that a while ago, and you know, we got a few people here to watch it. Real quick, this is different than any other Spider-Man movie. It's in the sense that it's animated. It already won the Golden Globe for Best Animated Film.
Oh, rightfully,
which it freaking deserved,
dude.
And so we're going to talk about it real quick. Just to start off, what did you guys think of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Probably the best superhero movie I've seen in like 10 years, probably.
You know, it was just the fact that when we did Screen Source last time and we were looking at this, and it was like Dylan didn't even get it out where it was like what we thought the Rotten Tomato score was, and just all of us were like 100, 100, and then just moved on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, because it was so exciting to see the trailer, and I was flabbergasted by how good it was.
I was not so positive the first time I saw this movie.
Really?
It took me, while I was writing my review, check out San Diego Film Journal for... What?
Water bottle.
Oh, sorry. San Diego Film Journal, that's where I write my movie reviews. While I was writing it, I realized how well written it was, like the way it deconstructs the Spider-Man mythos across like the many different Spider-Men and Spider people. But then I watched it again recently and, you know, actually liked it a lot more. What got me the first time was I didn't like it's super quick paced, like scenes just fly by, and I didn't vibe with that the first time, but on the second time, and imagine all subsequent viewings after, it's actually a positive.
Yeah, I think it had to be at that pace because it was so much back.
We're origin story. I think most people are pretty origin storied out when it comes to comic book movies. So the last thing you wanted this to be was an origin story.
I like that it was really, you know, here's Miles Morales.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Here he is. I love that.
Yeah. I saw this in IMAX 3D.
Nice.
I heavily recommend it. It's well written. The story's great. The characters are great. Everything like filmy about it's awesome. But to me, like the standout thing about it is the animation is fucking incredible.
Holy shit, it's so good.
I don't think I've ever seen a film, like an animated film, that looks so good.
It made me so happy how clean it was.
It's a whole process. They're using hand drawn animation with the
I think it's from
the CGI. So much so Sony is like trying to patent that look for themselves.
It reminds me of an Adventure Time episode that had a very similar animation, and I think it's from like the same animation studio because this is a Sony animation project, it had a different team of animators on it than like the Emoji Movie. This came from the same animation studio as the Emoji Movie.
Yeah, but each one had their own audience.
I mean, writing wise, every Spider character gets their moment.
Yeah, they get their shine.
Everybody. When spoilery, but when the Japanese girl.
Penny
Parker. When her robot is destroyed.
Yeah.
That was sad. I was stressed out.
Yeah, that really was when you see it just like it's like display slowly start going out and shit. It was sad. Just like,
John Mulaney was fantastic.
Yeah.
I really am happy that Peter Porker is in a movie.
Yeah, the Spectacular Spider-Ham. Yeah.
I loved how all of the Spider characters had their own different animation.
Yeah.
I thought Gwen Stacy was excellent.
Spider-Gwen was amazing.
Fantastic character.
Yeah, very well done, especially because they touched on the fact that, in her universe, she couldn't save Peter Parker.
Really, my only complaint for it, and I wonder if it's really a complaint, is when Miles runs away and he tries to go to his uncle's house.
Right.
But his uncle is dressed up as the Prowler, looking for Spider-Man.
Oh, spoilers.
That's
this is a spoiler.
Well, not unless comics. Yeah.
But he goes.
Yeah.
So the Prowler goes to his apartment, looking for Spider-Man at his apartment. But he's still shot.
I
think he was coming home from work.
And like that's just his normal paranoia. Like that's what I thought.
Because he was a very
It's
high
just
tech
weird
villain.
I guess it's just weird he didn't come through the front door. That's how I always enter my apartment.
Right.
Well,
But
I
full
think
Prowler
gear.
But he was
you know?
he was in his work uniform.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, but again, he's the fucking Prowler. He's super powered burglar. He can tell somebody got into his house.
Oh, I thought the villains also like the people they brought into.
I love. Yeah. Yes.
Catherine Hahn is fucking.
Yeah.
First off, I thought it was cool that Doc Ock was a girl.
Yeah. Oh,
that's-
she was so good.
yeah.
Yeah, Octavia.
Octavia.
Yeah.
Catherine
No, I
Hahn
think it's
voiced her.
Olivia.
Or no, Olivia
Olivia
Octavius.
Octavius.
Yeah, you're right.
So
You're right.
good.
What a good, and that was such a good like reveal.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know at first, and then as soon as she said Octavius, I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and her like pneumatic tubing arms and shit. Yeah, those were so that she could utilize extra air pressure to like just squeeze the life out. Yeah,
Green Goblin is like a giant monster. Was well thought out. Chris Pine.
I don't think he got his. Okay, so Olivia Octopus, Olivia Octopus,
Octavius.
Doc Ock.
Yeah.
She's the new
Doc
Doc.
Ock, and Prowler and Kingpin. I thought were really good villains. It was solid villains.
Scorpion was just kinda
everyone
there.
else. Yeah, was just kind of throwaway.
Yeah.
Which was it was fine. They needed a gang to beat up the spider people, but
This was like the most comic booky.
Those are like the iconic. I would say iconic Spider-Man villains.
Yeah, because
Those
there
three.
would have to be a gang of villains for a gang of heroes to stack up against anyway. Because it was like, because the weird part is, especially like because I've been playing the video games and watching the parallels as well, is that wow, do they make the Kingpin like super powered and he's not
kind of off-putting.
Yeah,
I thought his design was a little bit off-putting. I get that it was the style of the movie, but it was like, oh my god, this man is fucking huge and I can't handle it.
yeah, the voice performance given by
Liev Schreiber.
That was so good though, because going into the movie, I was like, well, I mean, you're not going to do better than Vincent D'Onofrio. in Daredevil. Praise be, but no, it was like kind of different. It was like this cool, like kind of like New York.
Yeah, well-heeled but still
guy.
thuggish.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, I like them both.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm surprised to be like
Very
that.
different. Yeah.
How the soundtrack found a way to make me like a Post Malone song, I'll never know.
Right.
Oh,
But
Sunflower! Holy
But
shit! Him and
kudos.
Sway Lee. Yeah, that was actually really good.
Kudos to that. That soundtrack is phenomenal.
Yeah.
soundtrack.
No,
There were one or two songs I did not like.
Yeah.
One when Miles is sad and he's going home and he's playing that poppy. Also when Peter Parker dies, the Chris Pine one.
Yeah.
It was playing that
Chris
poppy
Pine's
music.
Spider-Man in the
Like,
universe.
That's so weird. The blonde Spidey. Well, the thing that utterly sold me was just the fact that within the first 10 minutes, him going to school and going through all the chemistry stuff, which he did, as a budding, just young scientist. The fact that they were playing fucking Chemistry Calisthenics by Black Alicious, which is like an almost 20-year-old song, but it was so perfect for everything that they were doing as he was going through the absolute insane syllabus that an Academy student would have to. What was that
Jake
flashed right in my eyes.
I mean, I know it's
he was the best part of the movie.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah.
phenomenal! I'm not a huge fan of him. Like he's always like I kind of enjoy his stuff, but he's never.
You don't like the good girl?
I
He was.
I do not like New Girl. As a matter of fact, it is too quirky for me, and it's like if a ukulele was a television show. I don't want it.
I can't see you watching that show at all. But no, yeah, Jake Johnson. It was like. So I like seeing the middle-aged loser Peter Parker.
Yes, that was great.
Yeah, who just like kind of given up on a lot of shit.
But he was a jerk. He was like burnt out.
Yeah, and he was still being the hero Peter Parker as he's doing it because he knows it's the right thing to do. He's just a little cynical.
Yeah, he was just cynical and like it was just like with the what would you say? The optimism just turned down like 2 notches for Spider-Man. Yeah, and then it was just like with all the shit that had happened, especially in his middle age,
Right. I'm with them announcing like a Spider-Verse television show.
Right.
It would be great if you got like short films like you did Spider-Ham in like a Looney Tunes style.
And those should always be the most violent ones.
Oh, yeah.
Out of all of them.
Yeah.
Where he's got the hammer with the web on the head of it.
For a fucking pig dressed up as Spider-Man.
Why not?
Peter Porker.
And
Beautiful.
I mean, Nicolas Cage is fucking
Oh,
Spider-Man
man.
Noir.
Yeah, he would still do it even if it were a TV show.
Now that is directly from the game, right? I mean, there's comics now.
Yeah.
Well, no,
That
the
was the
Noir
game.
comics did
Those
come out
exist.
before the video game.
They were okay.
Yeah,
But the
Noir
Shattered
was-
Dimensions video game is really good.
Yeah, because it was all
okay.
stealth
See, I
for
didn't know that.
Spider-Man Noir. That was great.
Like all the other 4, that's like the original Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was stuff before that.
Yeah,
that was
but Shattered Dimensions was great.
I would highly recommend, even on the Wii, where it runs like a potato.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, see, I didn't know that. I wasn't sure about that, the whole Spider Noir thing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
there's
So
different
it
Noir
was a
comics
comic
too.
before the game.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it was, the Noir outfit in the Spider-Man game
great.
is rad.
I love Nick Cage's, all
he
his
gave a
little
great
sayings.
performance,
Yeah,
yeah.
his yeah. I don't even
I like
remember.
that he called him Uncle Benjamin.
Yeah.
Well, going back, the other Peter Parker, Chris Pines.
Mm-hmm.
That first time I watched it, I thought he was giving a really monotone, bland performance.
Uh-huh.
My brother told me, "Oh no, he's just tired." So when I watched it the second time, it's like, "Oh yeah, he's just getting beaten the crap out of him."
Yeah.
He's like, so actually, that was actually a really good performance too. Now that I realized it, like I said, second time through, just noticed different things. Maybe
Yeah.
we could appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
King
he
Kong
was
Just gets killed. That was
brutal.
Yeah, he gets murked, and it's funny because like even in the game, like Kingpin does that like slam somebody with both fists thing, and it was just it was.
puts you down, man. That was such a great scene.
I thought he was going to like succumb to his wounds after the big accident
Also,
thing.
Mahershala's performance as his dad.
Yeah,
no, he was,
was the
uncle.
Prowler.
He was
He was the
Prowler.
uncle.
yeah,
Prowler.
he was the Prowler.
Brian Tyler Henry
Tyree
Brian Tyree Henry
was
of
Jefferson Davis.
Atlanta fame, Paperboy. He was really good.
Yeah, he was awesome.
I didn't even recognize him.
No.
He was doing such a different performance too.
Yeah.
And
there's not enough good things to say about this.
No, it was there was so
too many.
It was fun and there was nuance and it definitely required a second viewing just to kind of get used to the pace of it.
I can't buy that movie until I have a giant television screen that's like curved with fucking 3D effects and surround sound.
Yeah, because I went and I saw it at the Century 24 first.
That's where I saw it.
And then I went and saw it again in 4DX with my nephew because he needed to see it like
The only way
that.
to see that fucking movie is in 3D. It's so you get like when he's finally like he dons his Spider-Man outfit and everything, and he's like when he jumps off and it's just that upside down shot of him falling. Holy shit! I will never ever forget that moment, like watching that.
No, it's just it's one of the things that is kind of the unifying theme of Spider-Man is that moment of joyous embrasure of heroism.
I haven't seen Spider-Man: Homecoming, but honestly, this is the first time like I've watched a Spider-Man movie where he enjoys being Spider-Man.
No, that's like it's in Spider-Man: Homecoming. It's that, but set to like Blitzkrieg Bob.
Yeah.
You know, and there is a sweet joyousness because obviously shit is never not heavy for Spider-Man.
Right. No.
You know, but yeah, and it you know what? That would be one that would be fantastic for us to do a screen source goes to the movies.
Yeah.
You know, just because I'll just watch it again because that shit was fun. I took my mom to see that, and we had a fantastic time.
That was a family outing for us too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this fucking movie.
Yeah, no, this franchise, they are nailing it, with the exception of Venom, but I still like that one just fine.
Okay.
Venom was a movie.
Next
bored.
Spider-Man animated movie. Who are you putting in that? Because I know there's talks of an all-female Spider movie. I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, yeah, because it's going to be with, like, Jessica Drake
Spider-Woman.
or Jessica Drew.
Silk.
Yeah, they're going to have...
Spider-Woman,
You know
too.
who else they need to have is Mayday Parker from the M2 universe.
Too many.
Yeah, because it was just like the separate continuity where Spider-Man ends up where Peter Parker loses an arm and retires, becomes like a cop,
Ben
and
Riley.
and then Ben Riley
clones,
that would be.
Don't talk about that.
Okay,
You
so
didn't like the Clone Saga?
So we got the Spider-Women movie. That
Right.
seems like it's pretty set in stone as far
Right.
as you can. How many years down the line? What's your next cast?
For the next one, they would probably have to do something Venom-oriented. Like, they would have to do a lot... Like the
Like
Maximum...
Agent Venom?
Well, I was going to say that, Anti-Venom, Maximum Carnage.
Just
like,
a Venom movie. Too.
Yeah, like symbiotes.
actual Venom
they
movie,
could,
yeah.
and then it was just like with all of them being shitty to one another, and then Spidey shows up and just like handles them all,
Oh my
much to their
gosh.
frustration.
I didn't even. That sounds great.
Yeah,
Right,
or like explore, because they could do a sci-fi goddamn space opera with him as Captain Universe, because it was very short term, but it was like a week that was amazing.
Or they explore his bromance with Deadpool.
Yeah, or you know what? The other things that they could also do, because I love to blue sky and spitball this shit, is like him as the framing device for minor heroes of New York City.
He'd be a great way to introduce Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger. Well, that was
go.
the original animatic, like 20 goddamn years ago.
Yeah.
Was them like having to go to like Latveria and the Fantasticar, and then they get this last minute thing where it's like, you know, the basically vague description of the Rhino pulling shit, and they're like, all right, here we go, and then just the animatic is him hitting the ground, like divoting up the concrete as he hits it, and they're like, what the fuck? Spider-Man lands on him and gives him a thumbs up, and they're like, cool, thank you, and then go on. And I was like, that was one of the neatest little nods to continuity ever.
I think the next one we're probably going to get, though, is...
Miguel O'Hara.
Especially with that animation style, like Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking crazy.
It was a rich
That'd be
tapestry.
intense.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's about time we get a Mexican hero. Just saying.
Well, hey, he was. What is he?
Coco is not a superhero.
He's my superhero.
He was black and Puerto Rican. We need Mexican Irish.
Yeah, Mexican.
This time.
There we go. There
That's
we go.
close enough.
Yeah, Miguel O'Hara. No, yeah, it was Miguel O'Hara, right?
Yeah.
That's great.
Oscar Isaac, baby.
Oh, he can
makes
kill it.
everything watchable, even Suburgatory.
Yep.
No, not Suburgatory.
Suburbicon.
Suburbicon.
So has this officially been the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse blowjob segment of the podcast?
I'm not done yet. I'm going back for seconds.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, I think on that note,
Web fluid everywhere.
thank you guys for checking out our Screen Source review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Sorry it had to end on a blowjob noise, but that's how good Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was. Check out the rest of Screen Source. We got trailer reactions, film and television news, all on youtube.com/Color Circuit. And we will see you guys next time. Anybody got anything they need to plug?
Yeah, read Sandia Film Journal, my film website, where I write movie reviews of almost every new release. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is one of them.
Oh yeah, good times.
All right. Thank you guys.
Wait, why were you pointing at us? No.
Plug stuff, guys.